Hi, today I'm going to do a reading for Mercury Retrograde, which is from April 21st till May 14th. Thank you for being here. Let's start off by praying, I pray silently in my head, and you can do whatever you need to do to ground yourself, center yourself, call the energies that you connect with of the highest love and light in for this reading. So we'll start there. Okay, and I have tea, and I want this to be like a really relaxing space. I like it to feel intimate, like you're on a FaceTime call with a friend or something like that, just a one-on-one reading. So let's ground and center. Yeah, oh, what I meant to say was if you wanted to grab tea, feel free. But yeah, you can always pause the video here and get comfortable, get situated. So when I was shuffling cards before I started, I was getting a lot of Pentacles energy, and also from this Astro deck I got the second house of resources, and then Taurus, cultivate, which the second house rules Taurus also. So there's a lot of earth energy that came through, and I think Spirit's wanting us to focus a bit on our physical resources and health, or maybe rather that's what we've been focusing on, or what we're concerned with, or maybe coming to this reading asking about. But I also, with the second house, this kind of connects, because the second house, like with Taurus is connected to Venus, and Venus has to do with partnerships and love, as well as like physical wealth and abundance. So I was also getting some relationship energies when I was kind of connecting with Spirit, asking, what does this reading need to be about? What does the viewer want to know today? So we'll see what comes through. I wanted to start with like a general energy check-in, even though I kind of got some of that. So I'm pulling from the Moonology manifestation deck. So let's see where we're at with this reading. Keep your heart open. First quarter moon in Libra. Yeah, Libra is Venus energy. So yeah, love and relationships. If you were asking about a specific person, oh my gosh, full moon in Taurus. So this says detoxify. We have cool your emotions. And I'm flipping these all upright because I felt called, because we're just getting general energies, and clear your mind. It feels like we're a little lost and confused. I know I've been feeling that way. Gemini is also Mercury energy, so Spirit's just confirming. Okay, we're talking Mercury retrograde here. Don't overthink when it comes to matters of the heart, right? Because oftentimes we think of our head and our heart as being at odds. This cool your emotions was the one that I felt needed to be in a reverse. And what I'm getting is, don't cool your emotions. Trust any passionate feelings you have. So passionate feelings when it comes to career, your passions, whatever you do that lights you up, like follow that and lean into that, and clear your mind. This has to do with flow. So we're going to be looking at two things here. One is career, passions. I always get creative energies, like if you're a creative, but whatever it might be, that you do. And then love and relationships. And so the advice for both of those is the same, where flow, go with the flow, take it easy, take things one thing at a time. There doesn't need to be so much mental decision making. I'm hearing think with your heart, not with your head. So that's what's grounding this reading today. I knew I was going to get warm. I thought about taking my sweatshirt off before I started the reading, but I was cold in that moment, and now, of course, I immediately heated up. But what I will say is that's usually a sign that spirit is here really strongly. I heat up when I'm tapping in with spirit a lot of times, unless I'm getting like a warning, and then I get a gust of like cool air. So that might be a message if you're wondering, like maybe you're somebody who's clairsentient and you've been wondering about how to tell the presence of your spiritual team and how to decipher it. It takes a lot of awareness and noticing patterns. I've come to see that like spirit, the universe, God speaks in like repetitive messages. I've said this before, but like patterns. So, you know, you notice every time I get like a hot flash, this happens, or every time I feel a random gust of cool, this happens. Death. And then number 13. I'm getting lucky number 13. So there's luck coming into your life. Okay, it seems like I'm going to start getting just like whatever messages come through. Sometimes I feel like my readings are random, but okay, so we have death and the 10 of swords, endings and new beginnings. I had a dream last night that I was pregnant, and I told a coworker that, and they were like, new beginnings. And I was like, all right, cool. That's what, and here we are, death and 10 of swords. 5 of wands in reverse, the end of conflict. Yeah, I can hold up these cards so that you can see them. This is 10 of blades. Yes, this is an ending that you need to flow with. That's how it'll be most painless. I'm getting the image of when a car is on ice, what's it called, hydroplaning, or like spinning out, and you have to, it's counterintuitive what you have to do. You have to turn into the way of the, I'm hearing chaos. so it's whatever scares you the most to do, that's what you have to trust. And I'm getting that so strongly with death. Whatever feels like scary, whatever you think is going to be the most painful, it's actually the opposite of what you think. Or when you're stretching deeply and it hurts kind of so good, or you just know that you're releasing, on the other side of that brief moment of pain is a big release. So lean into discomfort, and it doesn't, it doesn't have to be painful. I keep hearing that it doesn't have to be painful. So that's a message for someone. You're feeling vulnerable. Vulnerability doesn't have to be painful. Yeah, and I'm getting also into inner conflict. There's on the other side of this Mercury retrograde, this inner conflict and confusion that you've been experiencing will definitely end, but it's not something that you can make happen. It's gonna be in its own time. Okay. Yeah, someone's afraid of love because it's unfamiliar. Like true love is unfamiliar to you. And you've come to realize that the times in the past when you thought you loved somebody, it wasn't real love. It was possibly codependency, or just maybe toxic, whatever the case may be. But lean into the new beginning. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So it's going to look like you're a loss. It really is going to seem like, yeah, maybe it's a loss of your old way of life, your old way of operating, this old independence, hyper independence. Yeah, I'm getting like 4 coins as well, where you're holding tightly to something. This Mercury retrograde is marking an end to that. It's just, I'm getting chaos. 5 of Cups. Oh, it's crazy because on the top of this deck we have 5 of Cups in reverse, and underneath that the Empress. So if you're able to navigate the choppy emotional waters and the feeling in the Rider-Waite deck, the 5 of Cups, the person is looking at the spilled cups and ignoring the 2 cups that are standing. So don't yeah, just turn around and look at what's left and what's being offered to you. Like in the 4 of Cups, how you're being offered something but you don't see it. All you have to do is turn around, look around, open your eyes, kind of widen your view and your perspective. You got tunnel vision. Maybe you had tunnel vision on a specific person, but that person wasn't meant for you, and you experience a rejection, a loss. Maybe it's a rejection from a job. Maybe you get fired, and there's something else being offered to you. There's something else available to you that you manifested without you realizing you manifested it. The Devil in reverse. Yep, let go. Yeah, free your mind by listening to your heart. 3 of Wands in reverse. This is a need to expand your perspective. Yes, this is what I'm getting. And Knight of Cups. When you get a new love offer, just because it isn't the person you thought you were meant to be with, don't, reject it outright. I hope you can see these. It's getting kind of dark in here. Yeah, allow space, because so I was feeling like this is kind of a choppy, disjointed reading where there's a lot of space in the in between the messages, and it's not flowing the way that I would prefer. But there is a message in that where sometimes flow is about like the ocean doesn't think about or fight against the wind. It allows the wind to move it in the way that it will. Everything in nature just operates how it's supposed to operate. We're the only ones who think about things, and it kind of gets in the way of positive changes in our lives, of allowing new seasons to begin and allowing old seasons to end. We have to, if the water is meant to be choppy, allow it to be choppy. Allow there to be awkward space, awkward silences I'm hearing. So maybe you felt like there was somebody that you connected to instantly, and you felt like you guys could just talk for hours, you talk a lot, blah blah blah, but then somehow it didn't work out. Something wasn't right about it. Something didn't click, and maybe you weren't the one who ended it, and you were sad that it ended, but the universe is saying there's someone better for you over the horizon. There's something better for you. 2 of Wands. It's almost like taking a step backwards so that you can pivot. I'm getting pivot with this 2 of Wands. So in terms of a career move, consider other options, consider a new way of doing things. 9 of Pentacles, and on the other side of this pivot is abundance. what would be helpful right now for you guys to hear? I've been really in my head about, this is more Libra energy. Yeah, some Libra energy can be really indecisive. And I've just been really in my head, even indecisive about if I wanted to continue trying to do tarot readings on the internet. Like, I was questioning whether it was right for me. And since you're in my collective, I feel like stuff that I'm going through, you might be going through something similar. And so that's why I'm sharing this. Where, yeah, I just, like, that's part of the reason this reading isn't going as smoothly. Like, when I channel much more easily if I'm not thinking about it. I'm just like, I've set the intention. Okay, Spirit, come through, deliver messages, the highest love and light for the viewer. And then it flows. But then as I've started to question, like, why am I doing this? Is this just for my ego? Is this even meant for me? Then stuff gets choppier. We have the witch, which is the magician. Yeah, last week I got messages about you standing in your power and possibly fearing your own power. And so this Mercury retrograde is the process of an up-leveling for you. We have Queen of Wands in reverse. You're elevating from her because she's magical. She's a magician. She's magnetic. She's a very good manifester, but she's not the master manifester. She's not the empress. She's not the magician. So you're up leveling from this to this, but upgrades and up leveling, like spiritual awakenings, kundalini awakenings, can be so uncomfortable. They can be scary. They can be painful at times. Like, I've had nausea, I've had aches and pains and, different things. Yoga really helped me with that. So if you were considering that, that's definitely a move, even if you start with just 10 minutes a day. But that's what this chaos, these choppy waters, what it is up leveling. It's uncomfortable growth, but it'll be very much worth it on the other side of this Mercury retrograde. And as a result, you'll have the best relationship possible for you, but you have to shed something first. Yeah, it's like when skin peels away, that can be painful, but it needs to go. We shed our old skins, our cells regenerate. But also, when our cells regenerate, we don't have to think about that. Four of Pentacles, I mentioned this card earlier. Yeah, you're going to be flipping this over by releasing, letting go. Like, there's so many processes that our body, especially with Pentacles energy, the physical body has so much to teach us right now. The physical body and Mother Earth, nature, has so much to teach us during this time. That's the advice. Listen to the body and pay attention to how the body operates, how we don't think about our heart beating in order for it to beat. We can tune into that whenever we want or need to, but we don't have to think in order to keep ourselves alive. Our body does so many functions without us thinking about it. And so the lesson there is flow and allowing yourself to step in to this next phase of your journey is all about instinct, and it's all about allowing, releasing, shedding what is not meant for you, including any people, no matter how beautiful or easy to talk to they may have been. Spirit of Pentacles. I love the kings in this deck are spirit, and that's just, to me, that like elevates it. Like you're up leveling from the Queen of Wands to Spirit of Pentacles. Like this is just a very spiritual up leveling. yeah, you've improved your ability to tune in, to tune out what you need to tune out, and to tune in to spirit and your intuition, and keep trusting that. Yeah, just take things one step at a time. I'm getting that metaphor about the headlights, on a car, another car analogy, but where at driving at night, you only see so much in front of you. Like I'm getting like a country road or like a back road where there's only 2 lanes and there's hardly any street lights, but you have your headlights on your car and you're able to drive and you're able to see enough to keep moving forward, but you don't see your destination quite yet, and you don't even see that much further ahead of you, but you're able to keep going. Just keep following the headlights. There, you don't have to do so much planning, is what I'm getting with this 3 of Pentacles in order to reach the 4 of Wands. You're gonna get here, and it's gonna be through the process of being that magician, the process of manifestation where you don't have to think about it. I glanced at the clock and I saw 2-1-1-1. So 1-1-1, but also with a 2, which second house, partnership. I always think of 2 as manifestation. It's like 1 is manifestation, but that's like the first step of you imagining what you want, and then 2 is you linking up with the universe to co-create. So we got some of that energy. Let's get one last tarot card from each deck. Get a message from that. These are just messages for Mercury retrograde. It's okay. I know. I think what it is I like to watch and listen to other tarot readings on the internet, and I just am like, I don't feel like my readings are as good, or I don't do pick a cards like other people, and you know, I don't, it's just still early on, so I don't get that many views, but it's kind of like, do I want to keep pursuing this when I don't know whether I will grow? Do I want my channel to grow? I like it to be, just all those types of questions. And it's like, again, like, you know, just those few feet ahead of me that the headlights show. So just, you know, keep doing you, and keep trusting that being your most authentic self. We just have the 3 of Wands in reverse again. So honestly, oh, I'm getting a totally different message with it now, like tying in with the vision, because the 3 of Wands is about expansiveness, it's about vision, it's about looking ahead, at, you know, kind of, I'm hearing what you want to conquer. And so with this in reverse, it's kind of like we're zooming back in. It's like, it's almost like that indecision was coming from, okay, if I can do anything or I can manifest anything, what do I even want? Who do I even want to be with? Like, what kind of romantic partner? There's just so many possibilities. And so now it's like maybe you got overwhelmed, you got scared, deer in headlights, you got you know, yeah, just overwhelmed. You weren't, you know, all the possibilities. It's like, okay, so now let's just go back to focusing on the breath and one moment at a time and one step ahead with this 3 of Wands, at least during this Mercury retrograde. And then let spirit guide us with this Hierophant card. And the number 5, changes are afoot. They're just happening. We just have to let the changes happen. And, you know, the way to prevent overwhelm and 9 of Swords anxiety around the changes is to allow and just focus on taking care of our physical body, kind of get back into our bodies and out of our minds. That sounds kind of funny, like out of your mind is like crazy, but it's not crazy. The universe on the other side of this Mercury retrograde, we have the universe. I'm getting celebratory energy with this, and just like yeah, like the finish line of a race and like balloons and confetti and stuff. Just you celebrating a win and a new beginning. I was like, is this upside down, upright? And I was, you know, directed to kind of turn it, recognizing truth of who you are, which is a message I feel like I delivered before. I hope some or all of this made sense to you and resonated. That was my intention. I just want this reading to be helpful. I always like, if just one person's watching, that's okay. I'm happy you're here. Yeah, that's it. So maybe with your goals, you don't feel like, maybe you're not so clear on like what you want out of something. Maybe you do focus on the process a lot and you flow and you have fun, but then you finish something or you get somewhere and you end up fired or you end up rejected or a breakup, and you're like, wait, what the heck? I was having such a grand time, or this felt really right to me in the moment, and it was right for you in the moment, and it was meant to be at that time. And so don't allow the ending to make you think that something went wrong. Things just end and new things begin. That's just the nature of life. Change is the only constant. I forgot where that message began, but I assume it was because it wasn't meant to remember. Yeah, if you're a mystic, especially with this Cancer energy, Amaris, there's just so little that we're meant to understand. And as mystics, we're channels. We're meant to allow things to come out of us, come through us, and we can maybe understand afterward, or find understanding throughout our lives. But don't panic if you don't understand something, or don't panic if something doesn't make sense to you in the moment, or you don't understand why you did something, because you're tapped in a lot of times, and with following intuition, you'll do something and you won't know why, or you won't be able to explain to someone why. Don't let that make you believe that it was the wrong move just because you don't understand the why quite yet on a conscious level. Your heart and your soul understand why. This number 4, it came out to me when I was shuffling before and connecting with spirit, and then we had that 4 of Pentacles energy, and then we had the 4 of Wands, and I'm getting stabilities on the other side. We have to get through this period of chaos and confusion and loss to get to number 4, stability and union. And destiny, I'm hearing, because as the Emperor popped into my head, because that's another number 4 card, and that's leadership, and I just get that you're destined to be a leader of some sort, not in a traditional sense, because I also keep in mind the through lines of these readings that I do here on YouTube, and that was one of them, that you are a leader, a visionary. And if you're low on energy, don't worry, because I was feeling low on energy and self-conscious about that. And but that doesn't mean, if you're still feeling called to do work, trust in that. So we have 4, again, 47, 4 and 7, and then the 9th house of exploration, and then Chiron, heal, and a bunch of cards right here. Leo, shine. Uranus, change. Meant to shine and be in your power and to not fear. There's a number 5, a change. Number 5 represents change. What I wanted to do, I wanted to read one of these cards out of the book to end this reading. So I'm going to go to Chiron first for heal, and then 9th house for I flipped this open, and you won't believe this, 44. That's the angels wanted us to see. Okay. Yeah, okay, they said 9th house first. Okay. If your chart were a village map, the 9th house would contain the international airport, university, or broadcasting tower. The ninth house is the original World Wide Web. It speaks of how we expand our world through official and unofficial higher education, travel, international understanding, philosophy, and global communication. Action. Go exploring. Step out of your comfort zone to see what lies beyond the boundaries of your familiar bubble. Step into a new country. Try on a fresh attitude and immerse yourself in an unusual body of knowledge or a spiritual philosophy you did not grow up with. It's so crazy because that number 7, along with the number 4, I was getting higher learning, like spiritual learning. And so yeah, delve into your spirituality. Don't be afraid to learn more about Kundalini, even if you like, I was just getting Kundalini as an example, but even if you find stuff that doesn't resonate with you, even if you're like, I don't know if I really like having a bunch of crystals, or I don't know if I this type of meditation is for me, it's okay. Just explore, try things out, see what there is to see. It is hard to see your bubble, the lens for your experience, until you step outside it. Look back at your socioeconomic milieu, family and friends, and education, and confront any unconscious assumptions that your people, your class, your culture is all there is. You are being charged to develop a truly diverse perspective and understand that real diversity in a person, ecosystem, or company builds resilience. Push your unique boundaries. If you are an urbane international traveler, you may be most stretched by small town life. Read the philosophy and spirituality from a far corner of the world. Once you've done all this work, share what you've learned with the world as a speaker, writer, traveler, teacher, or internet diva. Wake up the world. This is where you're that leader, that visionary, like, sharing what you've seen, what you've experienced. When you finally break through and can see the far horizons, it can be difficult to reconcile the allure of those infinite possibilities with the familiarity of the people close to you. Both are important. If you're someone who is super focused on that Pentacles energy, that 3D, the resources, physical resources, the challenge here, the advice here for this Mercury retrograde is to delve more into the spiritual, the intuitive, the non-physical, the metaphysical. Gift. Widen your horizon and expand your world. Explore in your mind, body, and soul. Teach what you know. The world is waiting for you. Oh, beautiful. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. So thank you for watching this. I hope that helped you. Can you do me a favor? If you're watching this, can you comment and say if you got something out of this, and maybe let me know what message resonated with you, and say hi. Let me know that you're here and that this reading was for you, because it kind of helps me to remember that I'm connected to somebody, and maybe it'll help you to remember I'm a person who will actually read and respond to that comment. I love you. I like saying that, even though I don't know you on a physical level, we know each other on a soul level. So thank you for being here, and thank you for being. God bless you. Have a wonderful week. I'll probably be back next week. I won't make a promise, but yeah.